Oh, friends, the move to PA has been rough. We've undergone a lot of changes and stressful transitions with my family of 5. Moving to PA for my son's medical care. You can check out all of the previous vlogs that I've done that have kind of detailed the journey. But while it has been tough, things are actually going remarkably smoothly. Like all of the doctor's appointments that we've had, all of the transitions with insurance and our older kids' schooling and now Emmett's schooling, like things are legitimately like almost working out too well where we're kind of suspicious. Like everything that we planned for with this move is coming to fruition. So we're incredibly excited, and just the raw, stressful nature of the last 2 years with our son's medical care and just how bad it was in certain aspects, like it gives us pause when we're actually experiencing world-class care, because we're just like, oh, you can do that? Are you sure? Because the last doctor told us that they couldn't do that at all. Are you for real? You can help us? Yes! So things are going really well for our son. There's a lot of transition that's still going on. Nothing's perfect, but I definitely wouldn't be here without you guys. I wouldn't be able to make these update videos if we haven't had your support the entire time, the entire step of the way. So I'm super thankful for you guys. And I want to take this video to kind of focus on the future, because my internet is completely out. It's just out in the city, so there's nothing that I can do normal work-wise. So I figured I'd give you a studio tour to show you what we're going to be doing with everything going on in my new PA studio. And now that I've already filmed a few videos here for UFD Tech, as well as gotten Hot News up and rolling, I wanted to cover what the future of UFD Tech is going to look like, UFD Tech 5.0, with all of the sets that we have around here. So with that being said, let's jump into the studio tour after we talk about today's video sponsor. Today's UFD Tech video is brought to you by ASRock and their Z590 PG Velocita motherboard. The Velocita is part of their Phantom gaming lineup and has all of the features that you would expect in a high-end motherboard. 14 power phase design for completely smooth power delivery to your CPU. 2-ounce copper PCB that provides stable signal traces and power shapes, delivering lower temperatures and higher energy efficiency for overclocking. It has killer Ethernet E3100 plus Wi-Fi 6E AX 1675X for 2.5 gig Ethernet and blazing fast Wi-Fi. They also have direct source LAN. The killer E300 2.5 gig LAN chip architecture on the Z590 PG Velocita can be chosen to be controlled directly by the CPU. And then Lightning gaming ports that are sourced from 2 different controller interfaces that allow gamers to connect the high-speed mice and keyboard with the lowest jitter latency. They also have the ASRock graphics card holder, which slides up and down to perfectly adjust the position and secure your GPU. Plus, there's 10 USB-A ports, 1 USB-C on the rear I/O alone, and a front USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 220 gigabit per second connection, which means you have enough ports to make even Shanghai shipping district blush. So check out the ASRock Z590 PG Velocita motherboard at the link in the video description. Big thanks again to ASRock for sponsoring today's UFD Tech video. So let's start off with the set that I was just at. This is going to be the primary UFD Tech set, and I have a few things set up here that I absolutely love. Number one are these paper backdrops that I have, which I can not only have different colors, as you can see we have the blue, the pink, and the gray, but also with the new lighting tubes that I've got, I can cast different colors onto the background. So right now this is set to a blue to match the blue backdrop, but we can also do red. We can do a whole bunch of different colors because we have 4 of these Godox TL60 lights that can shine onto the background and create whatever aesthetic I want, despite the fact that the raw wall is actually just crap. Oopsies. Oh, I'm doing it all wrong. No, oh gosh. Despite the fact that Despite the fact that the raw wall is just regular concrete, I can change it to match whatever aesthetic I want. And honestly, when I have this camera on the tripod over there, and then I just cast a color onto the blank wall, it also looks pretty good. So I have a lot of flexibility in this A-roll set here for UFD Tech, where I can create it however I want. As far as lighting, I've got a few new light setups that are actually pretty amazing. So both my key and my fill lights are these Godox VL300 lights, 300 watts, 5600 Kelvin on a giant massive softbox that I accidentally ordered and was too big. Because number one, I thought 6 feet wasn't gonna be as tall as it was. And number two, I thought the ceilings in this basement were gonna be higher, and they're not. However, I've got the Aperture Light Dome 2 on my second VL300, which is casting that fill light right over here. Then I've got my Aperture 120D Mark II acting as a hair light for when I'm on that set. And then we also have one of the Bowling P1 lights mounted up over here, which is just for an additional fill on the backside of my head. For the desk, it's pretty simple. I just have a mouse mat. I have my Eat, Sleep, Cure, SYNGAP 1 mug that's right here, and then this is a sit stand desk from Autonomous. But unfortunately, the truth is I'm so tall and the ceiling is so low that the paper backdrops are mounted in such a way that if I did stand at the desk, you would actually see all of that in the shot, and I just have to sit down on this little stool right over here. That guy. That's where I pop my booty. Additionally, something that I haven't used yet, but I have set up is this overhead camera rig. I have a grip arm on a grip head that allows me to actually get overhead shots on this desk whenever I want to be able to do that. Right over here, you can see that I have more paper that it's going on a backdrop on my B-roll section, which is right over here. This is where I'm going to get a lot of single product shots. I'm going to be able to compress the background and make it so that the paper backdrop looks pretty good. I can't use this as a set because number one, I'm too tall, and I also ordered 2 narrow paper backdrops, so it doesn't actually complete the frame if I'm standing next to it. I have to be so close that it's not even worth doing. But this is set up on a Husky workbench, so I can build all of my PCs here and not really worry about scratching the surface because it's actually all just pretty good wood. And then I have this drill right here that allows me to quickly, you know, move it up and down and change the height of what I want. This tennis ball set right here is for the top-down shots that I do right here. Thankfully, we have the I-beam that I can mount a super clamp to, and then I can get pretty easy top-down shots. As you can see here, it's easy for me to get top-down shots set up. They look fairly good. The lighting is obviously staying the same for the A-roll set, but I can change the lighting and move these lights, especially since I have both of them on rolling stands. That makes it easy to maneuver around. So this is the UFD Tech set, B-roll set right here, and then we've got the Hot News set right over here. Now, getting the Hot News set up when I have the UFD Tech set up takes a little bit of work because I have to share some of the components because I don't have enough money to have individual lights for each set. So this VL300 just swings around and becomes the key light for the Hot News set. And then I take these Godox lights and then I put them in the background of the Hot News set right over there. It just takes, I don't know, about 2 minutes to set up, get all of the lights in the correct place, get them all plugged in, sit down here at this set, turn on the lights, make sure they match the color that I want. Hot News on. That turns on these neon signs as well as my hair light right over there. And when it's fully set up, it looks something like this. I have it on auto ISO right now, so I'm a little darker than I normally am on this set. But this is where I come to film Hot News as well as do Hot News Live, which we stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/UFDisciple if you want to join us over there. And in case you didn't know, Hot News moved to its own channel back in December, so if you want to check that out, we'll leave that linked in the video description as well. Now, there's not a lot going on over here that really makes it all that special, but I can give you an insight to a few things. So I keep all of my articles in the recording for the screen grabs here on this computer. When we do a Hot News Live, I have chat and all of the streams set up right over here, as well as my Stream Deck right here. Then I've obviously got my color-coded setup with my F96 iQuinix keyboard. Then we have this custom-painted Logitech Superlight mouse, as well as the custom-painted Shure MV7 microphone, which I got from Colorware. So all of this matches, but I'm sure you noticed that there's actually another microphone right there. That's because the Shure MV7 actually kind of sucks for what I like to sound like in Hot News. It gets rid of all of the low end, so we switched to a different mic, but this thing is just so gosh darn aesthetic that I wanted to keep it because I love the look, but we're actually not using it for audio, so I'm sorry if you feel bamboozled by that.
All around me are familiar faces.
As you can see on the rest of the desk, it's kind of just storage. I have a 6900 XT just sitting there. I also have my speaker set up, the Rodecaster Pro, which feeds in the XLR mic. We had a fill light, but I'm not using that anymore. So that's the UFD Tech set, the B-roll set, and the Hot News set. There's only one more set that I need to show off to you guys. And it's this one right over here. This is the ad spot corner. So whenever I have an ad spot, I sit down right over here, I put my camera on a tripod, and then I read off the ad spots right here. I'm lit by that flexible LED light as well as that light right over there. And as you can see, this is also my gaming corner. I have my Xbox Series X right over there. I have my PS5 Digital Edition right over there with my audio set up in my 4K 120 Hertz TV, but that will be a future video that I'm gonna cover in a couple weeks. So stay tuned on that because this is not an in its complete form yet, but I have a lot that I'm still gonna be doing with it. But one of the beautiful things about the ad spot corner is that it's also our laundry room. So here's the couch, and then here's our washer and dryer. I've told my wife I'm taking care of all of the laundry. You don't have to worry about it. I'll make sure that I control when these things are on and off to make it easy on her, but then also make it great for me because of sound isolation. Which, let's talk about my sound work for a little bit. I have done a few things to make it a little bit better. Number one, right above the UFD tech set, which is right where I'm at, is my son's therapy room. So he's up there for many hours of the day playing and working with everybody. So we put down mats in that entire room to make it so that the noise doesn't transfer down. Then on top of that, I ran insulation in all of the rafters, not for thermals, but rather for noise dampening, and it has helped a little bit. And on top of that, we've got sound blankets that are covering this set right over here, and then we also have that on the hot news set. You can see the sound blanket right up there, but the hot news set also has a carpet as well. I'm not wanting to get into the habit of putting a carpet in the basement because in case there's a flood or something, that's gonna be pretty nasty, but it did help with sound a lot. I'm considering throwing one here over on the UFD tech set. But then I have a few more sound blankets as well. This one's to cut off the sound from the air conditioner directly to the UFD tech set. That one right over there is to cut off the general sound of the air conditioning because it's directly behind there. And this sound blanket's also to cut off the air conditioner directly to the hot news set. This sound blanket's to cut off the air conditioning from the ad spot set. And then there's another air handler over here, which is just a fan. It doesn't have any cooling, so I've completely wrapped it around in order to try to block the sound from that, especially since it's right next to my desk. So let me go ahead and show you around the rest of the office. We have my storage shelves right over here, which are holding all of my PC components. And then we have my ingest station right over here, which is a table, as well as some totes, which this is everything that's getting delivered or needs to be returned for builds that I'm doing. We have a really great build upcoming with ASRock on their Z590. You saw the 6900 XT over there. That's gonna be phenomenal, as well as an upcoming small form factor build and a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm working on. Then coming over here, here's the stairs to get in. There's a sound blanket at the top of that door that makes it so that the sound doesn't come down to the basement from the rest of the house, which I absolutely love. And then we have some more storage right over here. And then directly opposite of that, we have my benchmarking station, which this is where I'm gonna do all of my testing that I need to do. I have a dedicated monitor for whatever system's on, and then a monitor for whatever system is capturing the benchmarks because there's a capture card in this system right over here. And then right here is my personal system, which is where I do my editing as well as my hot news compilations with dual 1440p 144 hertz monitors, HDR 400, with my PC being on a step stool back there, which we already covered a video of everything that went on there. You can check it out in the top right hand corner. And there's one last thing that I can show you guys. It's probably the least put together part of this set. I have all of my PC builds that are gonna be happening. So this is where I keep things that are coming up. This is a PC build that I'm gonna be building with my 8-year-old son. He's finally getting his first desktop. I'm excited to build that. Ryzen 3 3300X, GTX 1650. It's gonna be a pretty good system, excited for that. Then we have a G-Skill Mini ITX PC build that's coming up with their Z5i RTX 3080 Ti. That's gonna be good. And then we have a snow theme build with the Zotac white GPU as well as a bunch of other white accessories. I'm excited for that. And then we just have more storage over here from tools to filming equipment back there. So that's everything that's going on here at UFD Tech. That is my new office. I have a lot more flexibility, which I am so thankful for. Big shout out to Zach from Zach's Tech Turf, who helped me set up the hot news set, as well as a few other things around here. It was the inspiration for a lot of little tweaks that I've been making along the way. I'm glad to have him here as my neighbor because it's just been amazing to have another YouTuber in the scene who's actually able to just bounce ideas off with me. So UFD Tech 5.0 finally underway. I cannot tell you how excited I am for the future. I have so many plans, so much to develop. It's been exciting to be able to build out these sets and just experience new ways of production, especially while I'm here by myself. Just trying to figure out how to be a solo content creator again has been a remarkably challenging but thoroughly fulfilling journey. I'm so excited for it, and I'm so excited for the help that my son's gonna get here in PA because it's just been, it's been mind-boggling how good it is. And I'm just really excited and thankful for the future. I think a lot of this stuff can be refined and developed over the the next coming months as I continue to make videos, and maybe I can give you an update a little bit later on. But I have stations for everything. It helps me to isolate and think and plan clearly, and I'm very thankful for that. And again, I'm just so thankful for the support that you guys have shown me on this entire journey. The fact that you continue to show up and watch our videos means the world to me. Everybody who's subscribed over on the Hot News channel, thank you. Everybody who checks out the sponsors that we have here on UFD Tech or on Hot News. It's not just an ad spot for me. Every single time we have a sponsor, that means that I am this much closer to funding my son's potential cure. That money goes to making sure that my son has the best quality life that he possibly can, that the rare disease community can have financial advocacy that's going on. We can fund studies. We can be part of experiences that we couldn't otherwise have if we didn't have the money for it. And making sure that not only he gets the medical stuff done, but then he can also have experiential stuff. We can buy him things for his therapy room that normally the insurance won't cover, but we can afford because we have these sponsors and you guys click on them and you support us, and you've supported us by picking up our merch. I'm just so thankful. It means a lot. I really want to get back into the next swing of things with UFD Tech 5.0, so I am incredibly excited. Thank you all so much for watching. I suggest you go check out the last studio tour that I did in this video right over here, because things were way less put together. I was a lot more tired, and I was really, really exhausted at that point. So go check out that video, and I'll see you in the next UFD Tech video, friends. Cheers.